Hey folks, this is Z-Man with Kadesh Farm. Wanted to give you an update on our property. I haven't shot video in a while. When we bought this property, it was just full of broom sedge. I mean, when I say broom sedge, it was just a broom sedge farm. It was ridiculous. This place was just hayed and stripped of all nutrients and organic matter because it was being baled and hauled off. And when we first bought the property, the first thing I did was had a soil test done. And based off the soil test, the pH was very low. I forgot what 2 tons per acre. I can't remember what the amount of lime that they applied. And they said it took about roughly 6 months or so before you would notice the difference. I did kind of sort of notice the difference in certain areas, and I have another field down that way. But it seemed like this area just took a little bit longer to respond, and along with some other work that I was doing. And I allowed my cow to come up and rotationally graze up here. And I kept her up here maybe 4 or 5 months or so, rotating her through and through, feeding hay up here, along with letting her just strip graze in narrow lanes to get more manure. And I think I am reaping the benefits of the hard work that we've put into this. Eventually, I think this area could potentially be our garden area. Because it's going to be closer to where the homestead is going to be. As you can see, our shed and cabin that we have right there. Just been doing a lot of work, and see if I can get where you can see a lot of the clovers are beginning to pop through. They've been growing pretty good, but this year it seemed like the year, even with the drought that we had before Helene come through and dumped a bunch of rain, the clovers started showing themselves a little bit more. This is the first area that I did some work to. I had some, oh, it's a beautiful flower right there. I had some ryegrass up here, and I allowed it to dry out, and I laid it down. As you can see, it's a little dry right now because we haven't had a rain in about probably 7 days. And it actually did pretty good, holding moisture. And I've seeded clover and corn. I did all kinds of stuff up here. I just took a bunch of seeds and bought them from Green Cover and just went crazy with the seeds, with the mix. You know, diversity is the key, as they say. And as you can see, a lot of the ryegrass, the sorghum that you see growing right here, I allowed it to just go ahead and grow and seed out. It's just actually doing pretty good. We had turnips, collards, peas. I don't see any of the peas because the deer have been having a blast. Hence, there's a reason why I put the scarecrow over there. I actually have 2 of them, one way out there, to try and keep the deer off. And they still come out here and wiped out the peas. I'm trying to find some right now. In another field that we have, the peas I actually have matured and have pods, and I'm gonna let them dry out and just keep the seed. Cow peas and clay iron peas, I think is what they call. It could be the same thing, I'm not sure. I don't have the labels in front of me. And this actually is doing pretty good. It's a little dry, as you can hear the crunch. But this area here, man, it was broom sedge up to your waist. And actually, I'll take you over to the area that I haven't cut because I just cut it. Here's another nice little spot where I laid the ryegrass down. You see how it's kind of lying down for me. I'll take you to a spot that I haven't cut. Well, this is a spot that I haven't cut because I seeded it also. As you can see, a lot of sorghum and different grasses that I got growing in here. I think I saw some chicory. Not exactly sure what that is. It's some kind of flower or something I threw in the mix with some chicory right there. I think I may have thrown some buckwheat, sunflowers. Look at that. I threw all kinds of stuff. I'm letting this stuff seed out and just let it grow back. Oh my gosh, look at that big old. We got actual honeybees out here. They're fighting over Oh man, that turned out. I'm glad I didn't cut that down. We used to have bees. I haven't had bees in a while. We will be getting some. I just wanted to get the property set up before I went and got bees out here to make sure that they had plenty of stuff to get nectar from. Not exactly sure what type of flower that is, but that big old boy there, he's having a blast on it. I'll take you over in the area what it used to look like. Sorry about the sun. I kind of left this like this for the purpose of basically having wildlife to be able to have a place to hide. I'm a softie when it comes to wildlife, and also quail. When we first bought the property, there were quail all over, and I haven't, well, I think I saw some about 3 or 4 weeks ago, but I haven't heard them. I actually haven't been still enough to listen. But this is what the broom sedge used to look like. Since we bought this place, I actually burned this area. Yes, I tried to burn it, and it was so moist, it didn't really burn as good. You see a lot of the Bradford pear saplings in here, but I just let it stay, and you can see the difference and how tall the broom sedge is compared to that spot right there that I didn't cut. And you can tell the difference of the work that I've applied to this. Around the edge of my fence row, they recommend let stuff grow around the edge of your fence row. It's not electrified, just barbed wire, which is already here for quail to be able to have a place of refuge. There's another area where I've allowed it to kind of grow right beside the shed. It's a storage shed, but I'm not quite using it, so I'm kind of letting that stuff grow a little bit. I'm good at cutting lanes. And eventually I'll go through and cut all this stuff down. But for right now, we're allowing it to grow up for wildlife to have a place to hide. But going back to, you can see the big difference in me not really doing much and applying the work over here to this field here. Did I do fertilizer or any kind of fertilizer at all? If I did, it's very little. I think I recall buying only 100 pounds of fertilizer for 30 acres, which doesn't make sense. I just didn't use a lot of fertilizer. Trying to stay away from the synthetic fertilizer, trying to allow this natural process to work, even though I can be impatient and want to rush it along. So I did apply, it's minuscule amount of fertilizer in this area. If anything, I applied it to that first strip up there to try and give that area a boost. I had corn. That was the reason why I had the fertilizer. But due to the drought, the corn didn't really do much. Here's another area. It still has some broom sedge in it. I forgot the name of these bad boys, but they said that they're poisonous. And I've been trying to get rid of these. I need to come through and cut these down so they don't spread and seed out. As you can see the broom sedge in this right here. I'll cut this area down also. But it's not as much broom sedge as it was when I first bought the property. I can assure you that. You can see where I've been keeping this area here cut regularly, and it's not that much broom sedge. It's still some, because it's 2 years in the making of me working on this, and I could see a big difference. So getting your soil tested, applying the lime to see how much lime you need, and getting organic matter and allowing my cow to rotationally graze on this. I wanted to show this off. These are some seeds that I threw out in this mix, and I want to say these are collards. They're not turnips. I want to say these are some type of hybrid collard. I can't remember the name of them. But they decided to take root, and I just decided to leave them and not cut them. Purchased some unsprayed hay from a couple of sources so I could not remove my organic matter, because I could have cut hay this year, but I decided not to, because I need the organic matter to build my soil up. It was one of the things on the soil test. It stated that my organic matter was low. What it was, I couldn't tell you, but it was low. So I decided this year to not cut hay because I don't want to end up like it was before. So maybe next year I'll cut hay one, or maybe on the first cutting, and then just let it grow and keep it mowed and in a vegetative state, and we start rotating our animals a lot more. I'll take you to another area. It's about a 30-acre farm, and the field I just walked out of is maybe 3 or 4 acres, and then this area here way down is going to be maybe a total of 10 acres with my old truck. This field, which I've neglected, I'm kind of just letting it grow up. Eventually I'll probably have pigs in this area, but I'm not 100% sold out on that yet. Took our pigs and got them slaughtered. Not exactly sure on the weight. You have to look at my past video. There's old Molly. Hey, Molly. This is another field. This first year rotating her on this side over here. And it used to be nothing but broom sedge. As you kind of see the line right here, broom sedge. And because of the work that we've applied to this, we got rid of a lot of it. Still here. It's not as bad as it was, but I'm a long ways away from where we were. I mean, you can see the distinct line of the broom sedge. And this field, right? This field was identical to this. Look at my past video where I burned it. This broom sedge in this area, oh my gosh, it had to have been 5 or 6 feet tall. I mean, it was ridiculous. Another field on the back, what I call the heel. I better not touch that wire, it's hot. It was 6 feet tall, the broom sedge was. I cut it the other day because the broom sedge is kind of, is not as much, but it's still there. And they recommend if you're gonna get rid of it, you wanna cut it before it seed out, before that white seed, kind of like this here. It's starting to seed out. So I actually need to cut this area. But look what I have now. Just a little small strip, because it stops right along there. So I'm not too worried about this. I'll do some work to this. But you can see the difference in just getting the soil test done and rotationally grazing my one cow, because we haven't bought any more yet. We're still working on that. And just doing the work. And it's paid off for us. I want to thank you guys for watching. And also pray for the folks that went through the Hurricane Helene. East Tennessee is east of where we're located. They were hammered pretty bad. And just pray for those folks. I want to thank you guys again for watching. This is Z-Man, and I'm out.